All right, let's go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again, number 9 of our lovely rant about Anvil Empires. We love to talk about it. We love to cry about it,
Getting
and all
less
of
and
the above.
less.
Less and less fun. Um, so yeah, it will be a bit different. This one, we're gonna switch it out a bit. We're gonna shorten it. It's probably much more than what it used to be. Just cause of, I guess, not really much changes, not really much craziness to talk about on. I feel like it'll be more opinionated stuff we're gonna be trying going for, and maybe I might go back to that same random topic we did on last time, as is a very high value thing that that the dev man should definitely look into. So yeah, today we only have a few of us today. We have got Charms, Bubbles, and Rooster.
Ew.
So yeah, it's gonna be nice and quick. Uh, but yeah, we'll just go straight into it, I guess. Let's just look at the quick updates of what they actually did. I'm gonna quickly just skim through most of it. So most of it was changes between siege weapons. They did a lot of changes between the walls on homesteads, so you can't build or upgrade into T2 or 3s. Sizes of homesteads, camps, and fortresses were reduced. Um, the main and most fun thing that was actually added in, which I feel like everyone agrees, is that you can finally destroy homesteads completely and collapse them without having to sit there 24 hours for it to collapse. So I think that was the best change, that finally DevMan got to their senses and decided, yes, thank you.
You know, Cappy, with that change, there's an issue I've noticed
What's the
during. I know
issue?
we're talking
It
about
was it
this
was
current test, like the base with like the silver upkeep. If there's no silver in it, it'll decay, but it still stays there. Like I was gone for
oh
12 hours.
that's your issue.
But that's decay though, isn't it? That's decay. That's different, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it
That's
just
decay rate.
well,
That's still different,
yeah.
isn't it? That will still pop
The bi-
though.
the the biggest problem is they made it so that we could finally get rid of homesteads, but they didn't change anything to the family storage.
Hmm.
So now you get your homestead destroyed and you lose everything because all your stuff goes to public,
Does it
which
go
is
public or is
usually
it stuck in private?
well, but it's usually full of garbage and public storage, and most of it gets deleted.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the when like the
So
storage overflows, you mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's the worst
A
thing.
a cool thing with the storage, the family storage houses, if you go to any other keep and rent out a space there, you have the storage there too. It's not linked to all of them. You have different storages at different keeps that you rent out. But
that
yeah,
is
you
very
do run
nice.
into the same issue.
All right,
Run into the
just to
same
end,
issue.
I'm gonna end off the updates just to show them off. So just to rest quickly. So of course they did some other smaller changes. You guys could probably read through it if you're on the Discord. If not, this is just what you're gonna see. I'll show it just for a couple seconds in case you need to read through it, I guess. But the rest of it, I can't scroll down any further for some reason because it's not letting me. But it's just bug fixes, which are just some basic ones for Raven dens not spawning in, some cabbage and other resources not spawning in the correct frequencies, and wolves, bears, and boars were spawning less frequently than expected. So yeah, let's get
But
into.
that's just this version. What about the rest of the updates, Cappy?
Oh, do you have rest of the updates?
The rest of the they do the
If
we
you
hadn't
really
even
want to look at I'm being
they
dead
don't even know
honest.
about relic sites.
Yeah, so relic sites were added, true. Okay, I will give a short, brief updates on the previous ones. Relic sites were added in. So now we have a religious winning victory, which
Victory
is
condition.
yeah, victory condition, which is kind of, I would say, very boring and not very entertaining at all of any kind. It's, I think, not a good choice that they went for that one. They added, I don't know if we spoke about the new RAM, right? Did we speak about the new RAM? I don't even know if we did.
No, I
The
don't
new
even think
filling.
so because
Yeah, I
No,
don't think so
I think
but
that
either.
was this
They
this
added a new
there
iteration.
RAM, which is the pulley ram as well, which is kind of actually probably the most interesting thing that they added in as well for siege weapons, and finally some protection when ramming, which is actually really great. Not very durable, but at the same time, yeah, it's better than
That's the balance issue, and they're
it's
working
a
on it.
balance
They're
issue,
they're
but
moving in the right direction.
it's still good though. At least it's something that you can run up to the walls and actually do a couple hits before instead of just dying once by ramming it with the bloody
Or you
freaking
ran,
ram.
or you're sitting there and you're pulling it back and you're about to
Yeah.
run, and then someone gets shot off.
There was a lot of other changes between crafting and other stuff. I guess if you are on the Discord, you can see through it. I will scroll through majority of what it is here if you want to just watch it on the stream, but I will just skim through it because I think majority of it is just the same stuff, and there's not much crazy changes that they have done since the past 4 tests, which I feel like is even viable to chat about as much. But yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna get into the first one that I wanted to do, so which was going back to original the original, what's it called, topic that we spoke about before, which was the towns, right? Towns being towns. Like, what's happened to our towns, guys? It's died, right? How often have you guys gone to the town? Have Rooster, have you gone into town to this test?
I've tried. I need my nails.
Bubbles,
So.
have you gone into this town this test?
I gotta say,
I think towns are not bad per se, but towns don't have the function of a town. They just have a function of a workshop corner.
yeah,
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
don't
doesn't
go
even have
there
a
for work.
smashing
That's
grade.
that's what I'm saying. Though.
And with
How
the
often?
crafting changes, half of the stuff disappears under the foundation.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
they've made it out of a
And
town. They've just made it an industrial area where you can go and do your work that you want to do if you don't want to build a homestead, because
oh,
obviously you're going to get raided.
and not only that, crafting. Oh wait, this is actually part of the update as well. Sorry that I didn't mention this. Crafting now is much different to what it used to be. You were able to craft it within the workbench. It will stack in the workbench, and then it will just be there, right? So then you could pick it up later. Now you have to craft manually by literally sitting on that workbench and doing a silly animation with your hands and just going, "Yep, I'm here now. I'm stuck. I've put 7 things in there, and now I just have to stand there like a goober doing nothing, basically."
Yeah, and dropping it to the ground.
Oh,
If
and
it's a
yeah,
big
and
thing, you drop
if
it.
you craft too many, yeah, you drop it to the ground.
Or if you craft something and it makes multiple, you
Oh
take
yeah,
one and the other extras get dropped to the ground.
that is also the other problem, which is another
Torches,
amazing.
you forgot torches require fat now, which I think is a good change.
Well, yep, true. That is a good change.
Yeah.
That is a good change, just to balance it a little bit. But like, yeah, with the crafting though, honestly, worst change they've ever done, and I think they need to think
You're
of
cutting
something
out,
better.
Cappy, by
Am I
the way.
cutting out?
Yeah, here, move. I'm gonna leave Discord and move me back down because I'm having an issue too here, and you cut out.
Is it me? I'm not sure if I'm cutting
I
out
don't know.
now.
It could be me too.
No, if all
No, it's
Indy said
Cappy.
yes, I asked him the thing. So
I'm
if he's
not.
cutting out for him,
Oh dear.
But yeah, it's like it feels at the moment like it's a big problem with the update. They're trying to force on the PvP. You can pull down Rooster again, Cappy. They're trying to force on the PvP, but you can't force the PvP if like it's only a little amount of the game. The main game is the producing the weapons, preparing the siege, getting ready for the fight. And at the moment, it feels like, oh, getting the stuff done is a thing of an hour or two, and after that, you're just sitting out waiting for something to happen. So you're sitting in a town because it makes things easy for you, producing what you need. After that, you go get your iron, you'll make the iron, and shortly after that, you will just basically give it up
Yeah.
because you've done everything.
Yeah.
it's always
Like-
hard to separate what they're trying to test and what is their grand design, if that makes sense. Like,
Tier 1 walls, making it like a settlement, basically a piece of paper to rip into, is kind of destroying production completely. And it will lead to like a one-way victory. Like a
Then
yeah,
again,
whoever logs in more.
Mhm.
They'll just find alternatives. So you don't put down a tier 3 wall, you put down foundations, or people found out the chicken coop
Inc-
has like
Fuck.
400 health.
Gosh
You
dang,
put down
Luca.
you put down a bunch of chicken coops with a lot of health to protect your place. But I feel like they should have kept the massive battle test running for this build, so they can test the fighting they want to test, because that's what it's all about. It's about
Yeah.
fighting, about winning. Just keep the massive battle test running with 2 keeps on both sides, filled with gear to the brim. Just fight for it and have fun.
And if they want to
And then
test
have
gear and new weapons, siege
Yeah.
weapons as well, they could definitely just do that in there and just like keep that for like random mini tests for stress tests, even.
Yeah, because
'Cause, like-
that way
Yeah.
you don't destroy the game. Because
I
new
have-
people come in now and
Plus-
they don't have anything to do.
Plus, it helps
I
to
have
test
no
out new
idea.
siege weapons, whether it, if it crashes, like how many people will it take to crash with this new weapon we've just added in, or something like that. But
I don't
they
understand
didn't bother.
a sixth time, fifth time. For people who don't know, we've done this exact build 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah, but I think we're waiting for the next iteration before anything. The next whatever
Right.
software that they're gonna implement.
But I don't get it though. So they keep saying they're focusing on sieging, right? Well, the most recent post they wrote, we're focusing on sieging, but they're changing everything else.
Yeah, you're making it impossible to actually siege.
They're
So-
making changes to crafting, to towns,
What was-
to other stuff, and it's like, guys, focus on sieging, please. We want to know what siege is like, but we're struggling on everything else. We want to live in a town, but we can't. They literally made that one test where you can live in the town. We had homesteads in the town where you can claim them, live in them, but then of course they bugged out when they were captured. But they didn't want to fix that.
But I don't
issue.
even know if that was the point of why they stopped doing it at this point. I don't
Yeah.
even know. I have no idea why they would
Why
quit.
did they?
I think the thing was they tried to take away the town building, so people wouldn't focus on building a massive town, but rather focus on like getting gear and fighting. And then they figured out, wait, if we take away the building a town, they'll just build fortresses and camps and do other things. What is around building and economy? We don't want that, so we'll take away that too, or make it weaker, so it's not worth doing. So they're trying to take away little bits and bobs to force us to do certain things. That's why I say, like, give us town homesteads instead of normal homesteads. That way people are forced into towns, yes, but we will then focus more onto what you guys want from us instead of making the homestead tier 1.
Like, if they wanted us to live in the towns, I don't understand why they didn't just make another building that was like a bunkhouse, like an apartment bunkhouse.
But they don't want that, do they?
They don't
us
want
to
that.
do
They
anything.
want to do
I
random
don't know
stuff
what they
instead.
want. I
They
don't
want
know
us
what they
to
want.
make gear, fight. Make gear, fight. Make siege weapons, siege. Make
Do you know
gear,
what that game
fight.
sounds like? Sounds like Foxhole.
But you need a homestead for that, and you can't keep a homestead up because the second you close your eyes to go to bed at night, you wake up and it's gone.
Well, that's why they
that's
made
the idea.
workshops.
That's why they
So
were
you can
doing
make-
But
that.
the workshops are in the town, but you can't spawn on the town.
No.
You have to wild spawn. So
and-
what do they want?
They want us to interact with
siege.
towns, but they don't want us to live in towns anymore because they realize we use the towns very well to our advantage, which I don't understand. Which I feel like it should be. That was the premise of the game at the start.
Strategy.
I feel like that
yeah.
will still be the premise of the game in the future when they allow us back again to building towns wherever we want, because I thought that was the whole idea. They wanted to allow us to have that freedom of the sandbox idea where you can build wherever you want in your side of your faction. You could build a city, a town, a fort, whatever, something to expand your town, whatever it is, just so you can gain land, push forward, and so on, right? That was the whole idea. You build your
Mhm.
structures to push forward. We are now, of course, limited to building towns to push forward. So we're now only doing forts. But forts do so little, like, ground
And-
coverage that it
and they
doesn't
put-
make a difference.
And they put the towns right next to each other. That's even in the developer notes. It's
Yeah.
a known gameplay issue that the front towns are too close together. What are we doing?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think-
What are we doing?
I
We
think
don't-
how it's
they
going
don't-
to end up. They're going to take away the homesteads in total, put down iron blacksmiths in town and be like, hey, live in the town, just have a storage there, just have your life there, make weapons and go fight. Something
But
like
we're-
that. they're gonna make things way worse.
And unless they can do it with like I said, like a bunkhouse of something that's beside like the reinforcement soldier bunks that you get that are also bugged, it's not going to work.
It's not
Ever
gonna work in
since what is
general.
it? Yeah, ever since what the introduction of keeps, like we've just moved further and further away of like having production.
Yeah.
And
Well-
it's just more and more. You should go out and fight. And my only thoughts on this is, it's because they're worried about like what a player does every day. Like they're trying to expand their player base so that there is a front line where people can go fight all the time, and then there's people in the back and they can go do their stuff in the back. And
They
then the
remove
production, but
then they remove small camps as well for scouting. It's
and they
like,
remove
"Come on, guys."
they remove small camps. But hey, I hated everyone hates the beacon game anyway. The beacon
Yeah,
game is
love
just
it.
the relic game on,
I
but
love the beacon game.
no, you don't. You'd rather actually play. Okay,
I
maybe you do. I don't
started the
care.
beacon game, baby.
No,
The
you
beacon-
didn't. No, you didn't.
it's-
The beacon
it's-
game
it's
started
okay,
I was
before
but-
you.
when they first introduced the beacons, I was the first one to place beacons all over the map.
Yeah, but you never had the war between. You were never on that war. I think where it was, what's his name? EGZ? Not EGZ. What's that guy's name that we were constantly having
What?
beacon wars with? Like we were Ancients, Charms, and the other guy.
No, Rooster was there. He was with us. He was in the fob.
Was he? Was he with
It was
us?
terrible.
No, it wasn't
I-
fob. It was
he
when we
loves
had
it. I don't.
towns. It was when we still had
love beacon
towns.
warfare.
Rooster
Remember
is
that?
just a
Thing is-
deranged individual. There's nothing
The
to.
thing is-
There's no reason to even
Yeah,
talk
I
about.
set it. I set
This
up
was
an
ages
arena
ago.
this test.
But let's
I'm
be
the
honest, the
leader in
beacons were
terrain.
better before you could see everything on a beacon.
Exactly.
That's why it's become so pain. It's because you don't have to look out for it. They're making things easier and easier, obviously because they want us to fight into siege. But they're making things easier and easier by making the game for us as players who've played before worse and worse. And because they want to have us fight. But if you consider it, let's say take War 4, Pagans, Ancients, and Remnants. We had fights ongoing constantly.
We had the longest fight ever.
The longest fight. Well, think about the Crossroads
Like-
fight when like Ancients and the Pagans.
Yeah, that
Right.
was
the
so
Remnants.
fun. It was
Yeah,
so
that was so much
fun. Where
The
we were,
three-sided
we
war
would,
was
we would,
amazing.
we would bob up to the remnants and we'd get into a fight, and then the pagans would come from the side, and we'd have to. The three-way crossroads fight was
Yeah.
amazing.
It
It was
so good.
that test was peak.
That was hilarious. Pagans were just like
Like-
the little like.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
little brother.
choose who's the weaker guy and go for them.
Yeah, and they and it was that was like, and they want us to fight, but I feel that crossroads fight was all of the data they need.
That was peak. Yeah.
That was good.
That is what
No,
everybody who
but-
plays this game wants.
Hold on,
The
let me
Minus
get,
amount of siege
that's
we
why
we're
they
had-
going a bit off
cut
topic.
out.
Let's try and go on
Yeah,
towns
yeah.
just a little bit more, just a little bit on more
Yeah,
towns. I just want
sorry.
to add more on it because there's a lot of
Towns are
things.
terrible.
Towns are terrible.
Yeah,
I know they're terrible. They
They're bad.
need more like we need
They
to
need
live
to
in them
fix.
again.
We need to fix family storehouses,
Yes,
because if you're
that
going to
too.
keep it so that because it's
If
a
it
great point.
expires, yeah.
We hate the homesteads, or the homesteads not being able to be destroyed is terrible for gameplay, because you can just walk right back hours later, rebuild it. I guess it's less of an issue now because fobs are pretty much obsolete, but eventually I assume we're getting T2 walls back.
Fobs are
And
now
if
the
you
force.
lose-
That's what it is.
If
now.
if we lose that keystone, the family storage needs to survive. That's
Mm.
first like major misstep right there.
But yeah,
Ooh.
the other problems though I've noticed, which is just like come to my mind, is that whenever we had the fight, that last test, we didn't have enough spawns. I mean, not spawns. Sorry, we didn't have enough beds to spawn on. So
No,
there was
the
only
bed.
like there was what like 40 beds, and there was more
Well-
players. So I'm like thinking, how on earth are you supposed to spawn here then on this town if you only have 40 people that can spawn on there? But the problem
Yeah.
is, not all 40 people are spawning on it. Do you know why? Because the rest are already claimed by people who've already claimed them before. So, and
Some
they're not
people
online.
had multiple beds.
So technically speaking, there was 20 to like almost 30 beds claimed, but no one. There was only actually 10 players spawning in. So the rest of the players were just spawning in from outside the town, running from the wild, running in.
And I will.
get
So
in.
my
I will
my
say- I will say
counter
this.
my counter to the bed thing for the
We
testing
we
sake,
still held that keep.
We still held that keep, which was somehow
Just so
player
crazy.
just-
I don't know
count
how.
right
which
now
is crazy, but
is at 150. That's the player count as of 2 hours ago. Let's refresh it, see if we can get anything. Okay, 151 as 5 minutes ago. If it's 40 beds, that's little like a quarter of the population.
Yeah, a quarter of the population
So
defending it.
I guess it's just so
But
one
it's not.
half.
But the
if it's
thing
There
is,
50.
should be
Rooster. It's not about 40 people. It's not
there should
about
be
40
200
beds.
beds in a town.
Yeah, there should be
Yeah.
roughly 200 beds. But it's not only that, Rooster. It's those 40 players. How many of them are actually claimed the bed, and how many of them are actually
Mm.
online? That's why I said last test this was the issue. We had 40 beds there. 30 players had them claimed, but they weren't online, so they didn't spawn in to help.
Yeah, they're not
There was
releasing
only 10
the
people,
beds
so
for
it
reinforcement.
doesn't reset the bed. If you log off and you're not there anymore,
Yeah, it's your
it
bed.
doesn't reset your bed. It still claims your bed, but you're not coming on. You're like, I can't be asked to play anymore on this test, whatever, or I can't be bothered to play anymore, right? Your bed is
Or
still going to be
because
there.
new players have no idea what they're doing. They're spawning in on
Yeah.
the town, being a reinforcement,
And being on a bed.
and then never logging in
coming back.
again because they can't build stuff because they're a reinforcement. They get confused and they
Yeah,
never come back.
exactly.
Which in
Just
that bed
don't
is
make
held
it
the entire
possible.
time.
Make reinforcement only possible if somebody sounds the horn.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's more like resetting.
Just release them.
If you've logged off, release your bed. It should
Yeah, just release them.
release your bed from your town one, just the town one, of course, not your homestead one, just your town one. You know, and that's it. Because you're just a reinforcement. Every time you die as a reinforcement, it should be refreshed anyways. It should maybe every time you die even.
Every time you die, that bed should be wiped.
That bed should be open. That bed should be now free and open. It's like, okay, there you go. There's your bed, and now it claims that spawn because.
But
you've just got in.
if they're expecting to have 1,000 players inside each region cluster,
and you've
whatever you
only
want
got
to
40
call them,
people.
you have 40 people on a single town. Like that's insane.
It's like you're not defending that town. That town's dead, mate. That's gone, and you can't build more. That's the problem.
Why don't you just make it that you can't, like, as long as it's not being attacked or it's been called for help, you just can't spawn there.
Because then you have to have somebody online who can hit the horn.
It will still claim the beds though. That's the problem.
But if you know how somebody starts attacking you, it starts blinking and says, "Okay, you're being attacked." From there on out, you can make it the bed.
That's a good point. No, that's right. If it's only you can only spawn as a reinforcement if it flashes. That's a good point.
But Bubbles, they want us to spawn them. They want new players to check.
No,
the
they don't.
They want
they don't.
No. I mean,
because
they want us to be in the towns. They want us to interact with the towns. That's the thing. They've
you
said
can't,
this
but you can't interact with anything when you're a reinforcement.
Exactly.
So,
that's the problem. They want us to interact. They want us to spawn there. But the problem is, when you spawn there as a reinforcement, you can't interact with nothing. So you're just basically a useless person, just being there, and it's like, okay,
you're just gonna pull out some gear, run out, and die to a boar.
No wonder there's so many new players join in. So many new players join on these tests. They see, oh, town spawn, that's cool. Let's join there. What's happening there. They go there, nothing. Ghost town.
What the fuck do I do?
It's like, what do I do? Okay, there's no one here. Let's ask this guy. He's like, what do I do? And he's like, I don't know either. I'm a new guy here as well. There's all new players spawning in towns because they don't have a clue, right? And then there's one player that will teach them a little bit. Yeah, they'll take stuff out. They'll run around for 10 minutes, die to a wolf, and that's it. You know, because they have no clue what they're doing. So it's like the premise of it is kind of. I understand they want us to live in these towns and like be part of them.
Do they?
But they don't though. At the same time, they want us to like interact with it more. I mean, sorry, not live with them because right now they've taken out the living part. But
I don't know what they want.
At the moment, it just really is a defend, use the towns, but don't live it. Like, don't live, just use, produce, and fight. That's all it's about.
Yeah, and the thing is, so I understand the towns are meant to be the public thing, right? Everything's public there, but we're limited. Why are we so limited on what's there? Why is there like not even stables there? Why is there no public stables there? There should be public stables, right? Am I not wrong? There should be some sort of like public stables, public everything almost. Any sort of thing that the town should have that you should technically be, accessible to as well, should be all there available for public storage, whatever it is, right? Well,
we'd have somewhere to put all the public horse feed when it randomly gets put into the public storage.
Even like a public stockpile that's like even those small storages, even for like something nearby, maybe for like I don't know, trying to like just random stuff here basically. But
I don't understand why they didn't literally make enough storage in the storehouses for every item in the game. Like, how is
Because
that a
it
misstep?
overflows. Yeah. So the overflow is definitely the worst thing.
I don't
I think they
like. I
might be
mean,
adding items.
you know every item you have. Like, just make that many slots.
So I'm curious though, when you kill and capture a town though, does that overflow then die as well with it?
Yeah, it's all gone. Everything. The only thing that gets
See,
released is the stuff that is public.
anything
Everything
that's
that's in like a
yeah,
private storage, deleted.
and that doesn't stack on the top of whatever's already in there is deleted. Yeah, yeah. See, it's bad thing after bad thing, which doesn't really make it entertaining to play anymore sometimes as well because of that. And it's sad because I miss living in towns, honestly. I really wanted to try out when it added that town living. I really wanted to try it next test because it's a bit buggy, but I want to live in it next time because I bet they'll fix this issue where if a town is captured and people live in them, you know, or like they might improve on it basically. They might have improved on it next test or something, but they didn't. They just said, "Nah, we're gonna scrap this idea, get rid of this homestead living inside towns. We don't like it. We're gonna make it simpler and boring, and make sure you have to craft with your hands." Like I swear to God, that
I
was the
don't
worst
know
thing.
if they're. And that's another thing I don't know if they're keeping. Like they
I
like.
hope not. I
I
really
think they're
hope
just
not.
this like this test was so experimental, and there was just so many limitations, and like such a step in the wrong direction. And then not to sound like a broken record, to have us run it this many times is just uh makes me never. I have not. This is the first test I've never played ever. I have not played this one since I got access in
Even
June of 2023.
mm,
I have not played this one at all.
I've tried to play every test, but like the last few ones, it was well, the last 3 tests ago and 4 tests ago, they were both really short, so no one really played much. It was like what,
Those were
several
fun.
hours, and that was it. Well, yeah, fun quotation mark. Not, I guess something you
Fun
could
for
say,
us. We won.
something like that. You could say that, but I feel like it wasn't as
Once
fun anyways because
once they yeah, you're right.
it
I
was
mean,
way too short,
well,
basically. So yeah,
no, it was very short, but we rarely get to have that much caveman time. That was a flint, spear, and torch tests. Both those first like 1-2 hour tests. Very fun. It's just something that normally we just rush straight into iron, and it's either iron or you're dead. So it was fun. It was like when the avatars came out and we had a lot of leather and bronze fights. Like it's new, exciting. We don't normally get to do that.
Back in the old day, when like gear would give you 10 if you crafted something, that was fun. Because
mm.
then
Hey,
you
See,
could just keep on
Zeph
fighting.
made a comment as well, saying here just now, just make towns massive and reduce homestead size instead inside the radius. See, that seems not too bad as well. Just like make them really big, allow us to live, put homesteads inside the town
you know
Inside
limit,
it.
what?
like we did before,
100%,
right?
Zeph.
Wasn't we had that before?
100%.
We had that
They
before,
had
didn't we?
that. Yeah,
And
Wall 4.
they said,
Mm.
nah, we don't like that because you're inside walls and stuff. It's like, but that was still good though
I get
because
that,
we
but
had
it's the
small
same.
homesteads
Well, we
and they
we
were
had
like
a whole
districts. They were like small little
we
districts.
we had a whole community
Yeah.
notes, our community chat, like 2 or 3, like the last one or the one before that. We're like, these things are great. We should just like make it so you have it on like the outside, and then
Yeah.
you can have like just make oh, this one's a farming one or this one's a production one, and like make them specialized and like have like that would be great.
Or well, yeah, you can have like a outer core
And
which is private stuff where you could build your own homestead, and then the inner core is all
no,
public. Do you know what I mean? Like
but
there's an inner
yeah,
and
that sounds
outer
great,
side.
but then that runs into the thing where you can have a full homestead, especially if you micromanage it perfectly inside of a wall, which they don't want. And
But
my idea would
it's
be
still fun
to
though.
s-
Like
to make specialized ones where you can only do certain things, and then you hit that balance of what they want and what a player wants to do.
I still think it was a great idea. It's a shame that, of course, you couldn't delete a lot of the homesteads because there's a lot of times when we built those, the homesteads still weren't able to be deleted because of decay and all of that, and if people lived there, so the
Or people
timer
left.
or people left because there was no one active. But that's the thing. The other towns though were very active. I remember because we had I know OG on that one test where it was still the last test where we were able to build in towns and outside of them as well, like very next to them. Um,
Ours was
we
was a garbage town.
ours was very ghost town because of course it was a front line. No one wanted to build front line. But every other town very active. Honestly, it was like
Running Ducks was
Running
awesome.
Ducks was active. Like the one even where I think Art was living was very active. They had great active
Arts was
towns.
horrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible
It
looking.
was horribly designed,
I'm not
and everything
questioning the
sucked.
look. I'm not questioning the
What,
look.
the
But
one
like
with the stairs?
running, yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
Running
questioning.
Dude, that
Ducks
one was
great.
perfect.
No, Running
Besides the
Ducks was
backside.
great because he didn't abuse the outer wall thing. So he had his nice little small contained area up there by Little
Yeah,
Sister.
of course.
And
But
then
that's-
he had little guys all around in like little homestead. It was gorgeous. Like that was
Yeah.
the game I expected to be playing. Like this is, I feel, what they were trying to go for. But instead we have this.
ruined it. Yeah,
We
I
have-
say Pagan Ghetto was the best town of all towns.
it was
The
also
main
again,
That was the
it
same
was
test,
what-
though. That was the same
still-
test.
Yeah,
That was the
it
same
was.
test.
That was as well. Yeah, that was still
know?
no. Actually, that might have been the test before that. I think Pagan Ghetto was.
No, it was the
But
same
it-
one, yeah.
Was it?
No,
was the
it was
one before that. I think. I feel like
The builds
was.
were very similar. There was not much different.
Yeah.
I
It was
do
basically
agree.
that
It
you
was
had,
still
like,
yeah.
places for people to live at the same time you had like the town function. So you had like your little buildings for town, you had other stuff, and it was all like nice and tidy and a community. Also, people had a reason to defend the towns. I feel like at the moment people are like, oh, my homestead got destroyed, I'm just going to leave, I have no reason to fight. Like, what should I fight for? What is the reason to fight?
That was still. It was still great. It was still fun, nonetheless. It was.
100%.
When you can make a T3 homestead, I will sometimes dunk on people who lose everything and don't rebuild. They're like, well, I guess I'm done. Instead of moving back or like say the town gets taken and like they're like, well, I guess I'm done for this test. I think that's terrible. But like I come from playing EVE Online where like, oh, your day gets ruined and everything's gone. Start over on the other side of the galaxy.
Mm.
But now, like, what's the point? Oh, my T1 walls get instantly blabbed the second they bring a ram around or some torches, and I move it a little far back, and now Pirate Lord's coming and burning it down. Or, you know what I mean? So now there's like no reason, like, oh, it's just if I move now, it's just going to get destroyed again. Like, so I can understand why people would just lose everything and leave now.
Yeah, it's I don't know. They really need to.
It's happening right now too, isn't it? Like if we think about it, right now the ancients outnumber the remnants. Remnants have no gear. They're all just logging off. You can see all the logged off people, and it's because you've taken away the homesteads, you've taken away the town situation. You're losing everything. You're losing the will to fight properly. So they'll do their homesteads, they'll do their stuff, and the towns are not being functioned the way the devs are considering it. So you could rather go about and bring back homesteads. Let's say a mix out of War 4 and War 5. So you have indoor homesteads, like little town slots that are being operated and that kind of thing.
Yeah, the bunkhouses were great. Like those were still.
Yeah,
That's why
those-
I wanted those.
you know?
Well, not I wanted those, but I liked them. Even though they like took us out where like you can't build in towns anymore, I still enjoyed the premise of, okay, you're still allowed to live in the town.
And we saw a vision with it. Like they're like, this is what what do you guys think about this? And everyone's like, we love these.
'Cause,
You
like-
should expand.
Because my idea, because I know that test before that test, I mean, we lived, of course, in a homestead, and we said, you know what, next test, let's try. I was gonna say, let's try and live in these towns, right? Let's live in these towns so we can experience what's it like, basically. So like OG was gonna end up being like in the town and actually do town stuff, right? We were gonna actually try and maybe put ourselves in there. But of course, they removed it straight away next test. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that idea just went out the window, and we can't do it
Right.
anymore. But it was interesting because you could technically do almost everything you could do in a homestead in that town. But now it's like completely just it's just ruined the whole premise of that. So
Yeah, I don't want to go to a town. It's a hassle.
I don't. Yeah, same. It's just you're limited on everything, and
You don't have a reason to go into town,
It's-
do you?
well, except for
To-
crafting your
no.
bricks and your nails. That's it, really.
Because somebody's lobbing catapult boulders at the gate. That's pretty much about it.
That's literally
And-
it.
Yeah. But you have no connection to it. You don't have a connection to defend it. You know, no connection to do anything right now. Like the towns don't have the soul they had beforehand.
Oh my
They want us to build keeps, but it's impossible to
Loop is
place
a
keeps
turd.
until until people have spammed homesteads everywhere. So now you can't even place a keep, even though they reduced like the radius. I guess that's nice, but
Yeah, towns, as we said at the beginning, towns are not what towns are supposed to be, and that is destroying a lot. Because towns should be, and as stupid as it sounds, they should be the main point of the game. It
Yeah,
should be the central point of everything. The homestead should be evolving around the towns,
I
not the
agree.
towns around the homesteads.
If that's what their whole like that was their whole main thing, right, about it. So why are they trying to push us away from it more? I don't understand that now. We're like, cause like
and I
if it,
think I'm just going back. I think it's because
why
I don't
push
know.
us away?
No,
Why push us away from towns when we want to live in towns, and then at the same time they're gonna revert it back, saying, "All right, here you go, live in towns again." It's like, all right, but now we kind of don't like it. Now we like our fobs or homesteads that we live in.
I
I
like our
hate
fobs.
fobs. I
No, I know,
hate
I hate
fobs. I
fobs. I
think they're
hate fobs as well.
terrible.
Well, it's now gonna be forts, right? We're gonna
It's
live in our
creative
forts.
building. It's like
Forts,
We can.
forts make sense.
I'd rather live in my
Because
fort right
you
now
want to
than
be
in the town.
You
yeah.
put it on the edge
Fort's
of the
like, oh, yeah.
territory, and it pushes your territory forward. The fort makes sense.
I know, but that was the idea. The whole idea was to push ground was with the fort, right? Instead of just using town spamming, right? But at the same time, I feel like they should allow us to still have that where, of course, you're limited to the amount of towns on maybe each region or whatever it is, right? You can build 3 towns, and whoever's the first 3 builds them, right? Um,
No, I mean I'm saving it for the predictions, but I have a whole
yeah, of
theory
course,
on it.
yeah. But I don't know. It's just more of a it's hard to describe it of what they want really, because I don't know what they really want exactly, but by looking from all the old tests that they've had in the past, I hope it's the same thing that they've been wanting to do, like an open sandbox kind of almost world where you can do as you please almost, but you're still limited to
Nah,
what you could do and as you please. Do you know what I mean?
I think they had a consultant come in, look at their data, and said that you need to make it
Make
easier
it
for people
easier.
to engage PvP. Otherwise, no one's
Make
going
it
to play
more
the game.
arcadey, yeah. It's like
That's what
people
I'm
will play
guessing
this game,
happened.
dude. There's millions of survival games that are like this, and they're all still getting numbers. Do you know why? Because everyone loves survival. They love to live that long. They come back to it. They love to upgrade and build forts and whatever it is they're doing. Flipping Rust is a good example, man. People die and lose their bases every 2 seconds, and they come back to that bloody game,
I
don't
played
they?
Rust for the first time when I was in high school,
Exactly, and you still play it, I
Oh
bet.
yeah.
and I still will go
Played
back to it.
Legacy. Yeah.
Exactly. It's
If they,
like
when they had that jungle map come out, I jumped back on. And I was like, oh, check this out.
it's
When
still games
subs
to come
came
back
out,
to.
I jumped in. Boats came out. Oh, let me check that out.
Drop grenades on drones. Yeah, checking that shit out.
I had no
People
idea
will
you could
come
do that.
back.
I'm probably gonna check it out next week.
People even come back even if there's no updates. It's just for fun. Just like let's do a run. Let's see how it goes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right? Let's
When is
play
I
it.
Anvil
think
gonna make
Let's
a mobile
they,
game
let's
or a
play
I
it.
think
mobile?
they
Your
wanted
face
medieval
getting rated.
foxhole, and they're trying to push it to medieval foxhole. They
Alright.
want mammoth Russians.
We're gonna go to, of course, now the opinion side of everything else. I think we've done enough on town related stuff. We're gonna switch to that now. We're gonna talk about, I don't know, everything else that has been added into the game. So of course, relic sites, crafting, the new siege weapon.
Let's start. We'll start right off the bat. Relics
Relic sites
are
gone,
the
yeah.
worst things to ever happen to this game. They should be removed immediately.
I agree.
Are we still doing drunken predictions?
Yeah. This is part of it. This is
Oh, okay.
predictions
Well,
and
all right. So
start
here's
the
my
run here.
here's my whole grand
Reading
idea.
that.
All right. So my thought is they can't have towns as conquest goals because it makes no sense, because people can just place them and you get your town taken, and that just causes like a whole coding nightmare down the road. So I'm thinking they're going to limit it to 3 towns in a region. The conquest is going to be related to holding the relic sites. And then once you get in each region, that amount, you now have the victory condition. That's my crazy theory.
Yeah. It's I don't know what they wanted to do anyways with relic sites, but I just don't understand the premise. Like, I understand they wanted to do it where like, oh, let's make these tests a little bit faster maybe sometimes or something like that. Like let's have it where you have a
But that's what
certain
the
number.
temples were for.
Exactly. The temples were
were
kind
the
of
stopgap. So I feel like
but at the same
temples
time,
and
yeah.
religious sites are almost identical.
But it's
That's why
it's the idea of that they wanted it shorter. But then if you think about it, I'm thinking a future kind of tense now here. What happens when this game is out and let's say there's a couple thousand players on each team, you know, and
You have the entire map.
you have the entire map, you have tons of relic sites, right? And
And then somebody builds a temple in the back line.
and then there's like 20,000, I don't know, influence you have to get. That means this war that we're on will never last more than 2 weeks or something like that. Because if you capture those and hold those relic sites and no one keeps capturing them, it's just a boring back and
What,
forth game. It's very
but what is it going to be? Is it going to be one in each region? Is it going to be like what you have
I don't
now, where
know.
they're all over the place?
I don't know. It could be. It could be maybe 2 or 3 in each region. Do you know what I mean? It could be like each region has 2 or 3, and then like whoever's got those relic sites wins, right? But I'm like thinking, why though? Why do that? Where you have to constantly, you wake up, the first thing you do is let's check relic sites. All right, we're losing by 4. Let's quickly run there, press E on it, and run back.
Right.
Like
Oh,
why?
looks like they've hit the button. I got to run back and do
Yeah,
it. Or
I
you,
gotta run
you
back
check the
again.
back line.
Oh
Somebody,
my
oh,
god.
I
The other
better,
thing is, what if
I
it's
better
not the
deploy
entire
some
map?
reinforcement to this
What if
area
they're
and
gonna
hit it
do
back.
like a foxhole thing where you have to take over a certain amount of servers or like chunks or whatever, and that will win the whole game? So that means each server has its own win conditions: temples, militia,
Well, that's
whatever else.
But that's what I mean. So I like temples.
oh
I
my
like
god.
the regular win victory, but the relic one needs to be changed. Whatever it is, I don't know. They
I
wanted
see
to
what you're
add.
saying.
They need to just make it something different. What I don't know what Indie Bubbles is trying to say. If you want to explain it
Basically,
a
he's
bit more.
saying that imagine if like when the full game is out, every region
Has its own win
is
conditions.
exactly what we're doing now.
Yeah.
So you either have to conquest the entire region, or you have to do the religious thing, or you build temples in each region, and then you get 1 conquest point.
Yeah.
And then you need to have 32 to win, or whatever the number would be.
That seems more reasonable, but of course we're talking about this is very future tense, you know, right? Like right now.
Right,
We're not,
right. We're talking way in the future.
We're way in the future. Yeah, I
That's the
understand.
first theory of how this would actually balance out in the future that I could
Yeah.
see working.
That's reasonable for temples, which is still reasonable. But
It's reasonable for all of them.
We're talking about for relics though, still here, right?
No,
Relic
but
sites though.
the relic would be get 20k religious influence in that region, and now you have 1 point.
Oh, but what happens if then? I don't know. I feel like that seems. I don't know.
Well, but then that one
still
becomes
seems like
done. Like you
that
just
still
cut
seems
that
like a-
region off.
I
Like
know,
now it's
but then you have regions that are in friendly region territory, which won't ever almost get captured by like the
yeah,
enemy
and those
faction
would be
in like a
guaranteed
week or 2.
wins.
Yeah, I understand that, but that seems still very meh. Do you know what I mean? It still seems very like whatever.
Meh.
They've
It's
they've.
very meh.
Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? It is so, and there's only 6 regions now, right? If you think about it, there's 6 regions. So technically speaking,
No,
it will be a 3 and 3.
there's
No,
way
no.
more.
Is it
There's like
6 or 8?
16.
Oh, I thought it was only 6. I thought it was wasn't it? I'm trying to remember the map
6
now.
border regions. Yeah, that was the old, like the first island, and then when they expanded, it's like 16.
Is it 16 now? I don't know now.
Yeah,
I
it's-
guess. Okay, either or. It will still probably end up being 16 on each side then, right? So is it 16 on
Or
each
8
side?
on
Or is
each
it
side.
8
It'd
on each
be
side then?
8 oh, but no, we're speaking in doubles. It'd be split by 3.
Yeah, but still,
It'd be
nonetheless,
16 divided by 3, which doesn't work.
relic idea would still be just like, all right, well, both factions have won by 8, right? It's just a race of who can hold their bloody numbers up the most, right? That's about
Yeah.
it, really.
Let's be
End
honest,
of the-
Rex has no
it's-
situation where Rex is
Oh.
good.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a horrible.
It's if they want a
it's-
third victory condition, change it to something else where I don't know.
I don't think they
don't know
needed
what
to
they
spend
can.
this much money on a mobile AFK game. They could have spent way
Yeah.
less money, and it would have been just what they wanted if they wanted to go this route.
I would say something else. I don't know what would be a good influence one. Like even do you know what? Even putting the influence into temples would be a smarter idea. Where you hold the temple, but now you got to hold it for the amount of influence. Do you know what I mean?
wasn't that how it was technically?
No,
like
no,
when
it
you
was on
build
a
all
timer.
3?
No,
Well,
it's
it was
a timer.
It was like you hold the
So no,
temples
I
for-
guess
Technically, I guess
end
you
of the
could
day,
say you
it
could
is
say
just
that
a
is
timer.
influence, yeah. No, but then the timer resets though. Whilst influence will be different, right? So if you hold,
If it gets burnt down, you can
if it
just
gets
build
burnt
another one. You
down,
pick up where we're at.
your influence still carries on, right? So you gain your influence and it carries on, right? After that. So it's like, okay, so you just got to make sure that temple keeps dying, you know, every now and then, or whatever it is, just so their influence doesn't keep going up.
But
But that
that
seems
doesn't
also does
promote where they're pushing the game
yeah,
to the
that doesn't
arcadey
also
side,
yeah,
because
exactly.
you have to store, you have to produce, and you have to store, and then you have to go on crusades. You have
But
to do
that's
on the crusades
but
to kill the temples.
do they want arcadey side? That's what I'm saying. Are they
I'm
looking
I
more
think
for
they
that?
do. I think that's
It
what I
looks
said. I
like they
think
do.
a consultant came in and said you don't have enough player retention for casuals.
Actually,
Yeah, it just I don't know. It's not even that. I don't think it's for casuals. I think there's a lot of survivalists will love
no.
this game. People who love exploration, creativity on like medieval stuff, even anything medieval era. A lot of players love that type of genre as well.
Well,
They will
yeah.
come to this. It's just they need someone to help them. I know right now the only thing that you get helped as a guide is your little free messages on the top right, but a lot of people are very quick to look at it and click the little plus or minus symbol, right? They just click on it. It's like, ah, whatever. I don't know what the hell that is, but I closed it, right? Because their brains are like so just they're tunnel vision, right? They're tunnel visioned into just what's on their screen right now
I wish
instead of
I'd
looking at everything
prepared that
else.
clip.
So
Yes, last test during the final siege, like last hour of the game, somebody in Remnant Global said, "Hey, I'm just starting out. How do I get started?" It's just like, bro, you are at the final hour. We are minutes away, and he's asking
from
how to
win
build a
condition,
homestead.
yeah. Do you know what I
It's
mean?
like,
It's
bro,
People
terrible.
just don't know, do they? Like, they're just going in and
it's
be happy that they
it
can play the
was
game finally.
it was so comical though.
They see the
We
chat.
had a
It's
good
like go up,
chuckle.
go down. There's a ladder there. There's a ladder there. Ram the gate.
Yeah,
Ram the
yeah,
gate.
yeah. How do I get started?
How do I build homestead?
I said you should
Don't do this.
first thing you do is you
Come
show
join the
up
front
5 days
line.
ago.
Come
Come
join
to
the
the
front.
front and defend.
The defend. We need your manpower now. You're a man. We need you. How do I swing sword?
How do I get started? Well, first you come to the front and we got to take this castle.
Maybe they need literally like a tutorial area as well before they load into the game. Something like you know how Foxhole has as
And
well.
Foxhole has the thing. Yeah, they have
But
like
there's
the home island.
I wouldn't say go with Foxhole's idea because Foxhole's one has not been updated since the bloody start of the game. So maybe have something where you actually like get a little creative sandbox zone of your own or like whatever it is and just play with it basically, you know, before you get pushed into the game. Something like that, you know, something to
Why
understand
can't
what
they
you're doing.
release the client side version of the game and it's just a build simulator? It's
Should be,
basically a
yeah.
dev branch, you know what I mean? You host it locally and you can just build. Like okay, you get a homestead, you get like a little only a homestead, you know what I mean? Some animals spawn in, one wolf, one boar, one deer, one chicken, one horse. And then
Yeah,
you just sit
exactly.
there and you just play. You're like, okay, and you can just test everything.
For like a couple
Uh,
minutes though, of course, you know, so then you're not wasting time and space of on like server.
no, I'm saying you could do that locally. Just have it a local thing, like a little just a build simulator.
I guess so. But there's I don't know, there's just a lot of other games they could probably influence themselves on how like tutorial sims are. Like I don't know, my brain has now just gone to V Rising a little bit, where before you actually enter into the server, you have a little mini
Oh no,
server tutorial. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, it's terrible. I hate that.
I
Please
know
let me
that.
skip it.
No.
As long as it's skippable, I'm happy.
No, yeah, you can like run through it and whatever, and kind of like do. It's like you get like a few little quests that you have to do before you skip it, kind of. But like they're really so quick. They're so quick that it lasts you what a minute or two, and then you're out of there, and that's it. And then the rest of it, you know, starts improving more quests or whatever it is, more stuff to understand the game. They should do maybe something like that, where you actually start off with, I don't know, here, pick up a twig, pick up a berry, craft yourself a campfire, right? You know, then you carry on, you know, cook yourself a food, carry on, you know, craft yourself a flint knife, build a workbench, craft yourself a flint knife, and then carry on, kill this chicken, cut it up. Do you know what I mean? It's like steps. It's like steps to understand what you do, how to play it a little bit, and then once you're in the game, people can teach you much better on how to build a homestead and other stuff.
But that doesn't have a high priority right now, does it?
HS.
I know it's not a high priority, but it helps a little bit because right now, since they've killed off towns, and you can't
Yeah.
help and teach people in towns, Bubbles. I only have to read the chat. I have to just read chat now and say, how do I build a town, homestead, or how do I play this game? It's like, oh, here, come here. I'll teach you quickly. Come to this marker. You know,
And then you run into situations where the
Yeah.
new guy joins your homestead and dumps your
oh yeah, we don't talk about
family
that.
storage into public.
Yeah, or just takes out random things that you really like been saving up for, and they just go like, "Oh, I'll just take that with me because it looks like I need it."
Because it
and then
looks
they don't
cool.
need
Oh,
it
I
at
need
all.
this. I need the T3 sword. Dies to a
Yeah.
chicken or something.
Not like it would happen, but it might have happened before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I understand, but
It all
that's
has
the
pros
problem.
and cons, doesn't it?
It has a lot of terrible kind of side to it. If they're wanting to do that though for new players that they keep adding in, they need something a little bit more interactive. Even for us, we love teaching new players. Well, I enjoy teaching new players. I bet Bubbles enjoys it because he done it with Pagan Town. You know, I don't know about
Yeah,
Rooster and
Pain Town's
Charms.
amazing.
I don't know about Chaz as well, whether they love teaching new guys, but I
Oh,
I
absolutely.
enjoy sometimes teaching new players. Even if I've even taught the enemy. Charms knows this.
How
I
to
think.
play.
I think yeah. I literally have. I've taught the enemy. Charms.
I
Do you remember that time when I was just torch raiding? I was torch raiding loads of homesteads in front of me because I had like this little kind of like capalot fob that I built on like the corner of this cliff, and I was torch raiding bases. And then this guy wanted to build a base where I was basically burnt down 50 bases around him. So I said,
yeah,
"Hey,
it was those
hey,
guys. Those they were
yeah,
Russians or something,
no, no,
or
no, no. It was just a newbie. It was some random newbie
some
that's
guy.
like,
Yeah, it was right in that valley up
yeah, yeah.
along the river,
And I
and we're like,
said,
dude,
don't build
this
here.
is
Don't build here.
no,
Yeah, yeah,
guy.
yeah. Don't build here.
Like,
I was like,
don't. We literally
like,
just destroyed everything here.
and I was like, he's like saying,
Go
why,
back.
why not? It's like, oh, because I'm basically just raiding everything around this area, and this is not a good build zone. I would say maybe build around, like, I literally was guiding him roughly where to build, so it's a bit safer, so he can understand the game. But then at the same time, because he was new, he's like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I was like, do you know what? I'm going to spend 5-10 minutes and I'm going to teach you, even though I'm supposed to be burning this one homestead that I've already just burnt into, right?
Well, we have to wait.
So,
We gotta wait for the timer anyway.
well, yeah, that's why I was like, do you know what? It's
Yeah, we're
burning.
burning in. We
It
got time.
it's
We'll
got
let it slow
it's
cook.
got a little bit of flame, but you know, I'll come back to it. So I said, all right, I'll teach you. So I just taught the guy, and I was like, I've done that like I think twice now, I think as well, where I ended up teaching people even from the enemy faction because there was no one there to help them because of just the limitation of living in towns. Like it was just weird. It was just like, yeah, how do we do this, do that? You know, like there was no. It was just the sad premise of interaction of players where they just couldn't have that because they couldn't
I've
see
taken
what other players
that
were doing.
idea to the next level and try and recruit them to the
Honestly,
ancient
I
faction.
was tempted. I was tempted to recruit him to OG, but I don't know where he is now. Hope he's understanding the game and playing the game still with us today. But who knows? Who knows? It's the
No,
issue.
he logged off
OG
about 5
takes
minutes
new
after
players?
Probably
Cabby
did.
spent that time, and he never came back.
And then I burnt his
Yeah.
homestead down.
And then we burned his homestead down.
I thought OG only took veterans.
No. We take newbies. I've taken a lot of newbies in, and I've taught them to become veterans, and they are
Right.
now veterans to this day because they know the game very well. They know how to do everything because we've actually made sure that they know how to
Yeah,
craft,
That's good.
cook.
I joined
farm,
OG on my
everything.
second test.
I
Fucking
don't know who
A.
told me that.
I go
With
through
somebody.
Yeah.
everything. I
played a test with War in their town, and then the next one I wanted to check out Remnants, and OG was on Remnants, and I joined them, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'll come join your Discord, but I'm just a free agent because I don't want to get stuck in a clan. I want to see what's out there, and I
Bam.
never left. And I'm
Well, that's how it goes.
still waiting to go somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, you'll see what else is out there when the time comes.
So
You can't tell because I don't have a video. I have a million-yard stare.
So the new RAM, the new what's it called? It's the pulley RAM, right? Is it pulley RAM? What's
It's a heavy RAM. That's what it's called.
Heavy RAM. Okay,
It's
I'm
called
going
the
by its
heavy
name.
RAM.
The heavy RAM. So this RAM has
It's a pendulum style RAM.
Yep. So this has a little roof, of course, on top of it, which helps you protect yourself from archers, which is amazing. Thank God, you know, I've had enough of that. It's great.
Now, if they throw fire on the ground, do you get burnt if you're on the seat?
I think you do. I think you still do.
Okay,
Your toes,
that's not bad.
your
Not
toes
bad.
get cooked, but like it does more damage to the ram than it does more damage to you. That's the thing. So it's not like crazy amount of damage.
Hey,
to your toes.
is it okay if I invite Hucker into here?
That's fine if you want to. Yeah, sure.
Oh, Hucker, let's get
Um,
the new guy in.
but yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
so the premise of that, of course, is a great RAM. We do enjoy it. Thank you, devs, finally for giving us some sort of cover against archery fire. Of course, it's quite weak, but so are almost every other siege weapon right now. I feel like even the regular RAM is very weak, and pulling it
To be
back, okay, so I still say this to this day for the regular RAM. Please let us pull it back faster. I don't understand this, why it's such a light RAM, it's so weak. I feel like the idea should be you can pull in forward, you can pull out fast. Well, not super
Maybe
fast, but at least pull out decently
maybe a
fast. You know what I
way
mean?
to balance that would be to make people get off and go on the other side and push it that way.
It's not even that. It should have a little bit of a faster pull out time. The only thing that should
even
have
that's what she said.
15% faster. Even
yeah,
15% faster.
even a
Yeah.
small amount, like have like a short jog, not a
Because
slow ass heavy pull. Like this is
because you
like a
ram in
really
and
slow
you
pull.
bonk, right? And then you have to reset. So
This
in
is
a perfect
literally
world, let's say you can get 2 flasks off to hit it when it's at the wall.
exactly, well, more than 2 flasks. We've got 4 people
Currently,
there.
you can get way more,
You
but
can
I'm
get
saying like
way more.
ideally 2
Hey, Cappy,
per person.
can you give me an invite link or just DM Hucker
Yeah, okay,
invite?
that's all good. No, that's all good.
Yeah, I don't have invite trips.
So basically, yeah, I feel like that regular RAM needs some sort of improvement to it. Like definitely that's the only thing. I honestly I don't care about health. Health is fine. Damage thing that it does is fine. The little chance percent that you get as well to bust the RAM is perfect, right? Like it's nice, it's balanced. But the one sad thing still about that is just the pullout time. So like sorry, I gave it to the wrong person. The only sad thing that uh hold on. Yeah, the only sad thing is that how much health it has and how quick it dies, basically. So like it's not fast enough to get out of that situation. Because was it when we did that the most recent test? I'm giving this an example of also the most recent
Kill me
test. We slammed it once. We got like
quick.
there was a couple flasks that hit us. We almost died from it, but luckily we didn't. So we ended up doing it again. We repaired a little bit. We came back again, and then the next time they were more prepared, so they had more flasks, and they threw like eight different like 8 flasks I think on us or more, and like a pot or two, and it died so quick. Like we didn't have enough time to even slightly jog out of there when there was so many people. We literally took 2-3 steps out of there almost, and it was gone. That was it. The ram died. I was like, okay, we weren't bothered about it because we're like, we'll make another one. We'll make another one. Like, it's cool. We've got the stuff for it. We'll make another one. But I feel like just the premise of that feels like needs to be a glass cannon. That's what it should be, right? High damage, low HP, but still easy to pull out. Do you understand? So, and then the other one is the heavy ram, right? Should be heavy durability, low damage because of it's got the cover and everything, right? But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think it should be like that, or do you want it to change?
I
No?
just think make reverse slightly faster.
Yeah. Reverse on
You
that one.
should make it a tense exchange. Like the end siege of the last test, like they just kept bringing up the light rams and they'd get one hit and we'd nuke it. Before they could even adjust, especially on the in between when you have limited
It's so
space to even
fast.
move around on a double wall. It's GG because if you just clip that wall, you're still within toss range. So yeah, it needs to be quicker. Just on the reverse.
Also,
There's
Siege
no.
Tower, 100%
Oh
needs
my
more health. That
god.
needs to be doubled.
Well, they did add it, but I don't know if that's enough.
It needs more health. Honest to God, sorry, because of how firstly expensive it is, how difficult it is to get to the walls, because firstly terrain sucks. Sorry, we could talk about terrain as well in the next minute or so.
We
But
don't have to talk
we
about
don't have to
terrain.
do rain,
That is a broken record. If
but right
anything, we talk
now,
about bad terrain for forever.
no, we have. But then they fixed it, and then they decided,
They
let's
didn't
break
fix
it.
nothing.
They did.
They made it slightly better.
They did. No. So it was one or two tests. I think it was actually really good, Charms, because I enjoyed it with the horses and I loved horsing around with it. But now they've just broken it back again, and I don't know why they've done that. I think they just need to bring it back to regular terrain. But yeah, siege towers, they literally, it's so slow, difficult to. It's a challenge because you got 8 players to deal with. If you don't have if you don't have enough players pushing that are communicating with you, they will not communicate fast enough. Sometimes communication is difficult as well, because if if you're talking in comms with other people in your Discord as well and saying, oh, we're fighting left, fighting right, it's like, all right, siege tower, pull right, pull left, right, right side push, left side pull, whatever it is, right? Like it's a lot of chatter, a lot of communication. There's randoms trying to pull down your bloody siege tower at the same time, which is annoying.
Well, they fixed all that.
Yeah, I know they fixed all of that, but like
They can move, but yeah, up until that point, yeah, we almost.
Do you know what I mean?
There was
it's almost the same basically.
But
But
OG almost broke up over trying to push the siege tower.
What?
But
we were at each other's throats about it, man. Because it kept getting stuck on terrain. People kept getting shot off. It was it was such a terrible experience before they made the changes with.
I have a video of Eagle Sword like going nuts trying to get one.
Oh, dude,
I think was that the one where it was stuck between like some logs and you lot can't see them because someone had like low graphics on.
Yep.
And I was like, everyone follow Cappy because he can see him. You can see the logs. It's like, guys, I think you got your graphics turned down. Because if you have low graphics on, you can't see those.
And then they've made it so that multiple
logs.
you don't have to have all 8 to push it. So that was nice. It just got moved slower. So. But then, I mean, Chaz
I didn't see
and
that.
Rooster.
Did they do that? I didn't even see that.
You guys got what? You guys stuck on terrain? It was just floating last war?
Yes, it was like tilted slightly up, so like the back group couldn't. It was floating, so the back couldn't get on. And I am trying to get footage of first-person mode, and people keep on killing me. Oh, it's so tilting.
Well, you should be focusing on the podcast, not the game.
Thanks.
But that, I mean, I think I featured it in one of my videos. But when they pushed it up to the wall, it dropped its ramp, it destroyed the parapets. People started flooding. We started throwing flasks and pots. Probably the best moment to come out of this test was that siege tower when it worked finally.
Yeah, it was good, but I think
you just got to get that health up.
Put the health up. The reason why, because before it reaches the wall, you have probably, I don't know, I'm gonna give a rough number of what I've seen from previous tests. 8 pots thrown at you already on this tower, and 6 maybe like boulders. And then not only that, because the pots have been thrown, the fire on the bottom is doing damage.
Fire on the bottom
is already doing damage to it. And then before even the ramp drops down, people are still throwing flasks on it and anything else. And then there might be like a random geezer or two that just runs up with an axe, the broad axe, and starts smacking it. Like, that's so much DPS that's been thrown at it.
Maybe they should just they should just remove the enemies nearby repair for it.
No. Trust me. That's
well, because if you win the fight.
It's
people die.
It's a bit different to that. It's a bit different to that. I think because I'm looking at it through the stress test. The stress test is a very good example of how many times we've done the siege tower there, and it was very good premise of showing it's effective
stress test
with numbers. No, it's
the stress test. We didn't have flasks, and we didn't have as many.
And it was black round.
We didn't have flasks, yeah, but we still had pots though. We still had pots, right?
But they would run out.
Yeah, they did run out, but
I don't think we had that many pots.
No, we did.
We should put oil flasks.
Okay, how about this?
That'd be cool.
We didn't have 3 carts full of pots with people standing there waiting organized. You had a
Yeah,
bunch of new
that's
players
what I
who didn't
mean.
know what they were doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And now imagine it all being organized. Everyone knows the game. Everyone knows what they're doing. That
Yeah,
shit.
so they're
That's just
they're
got.
just gonna get
That's
alpha. They
it's
just
dead.
get
It's
alpha
dead.
like crazy.
Yeah, that tower's
So
got
either
no
make it
chance.
cheaper, because honestly, if it was
It's not
cheaper,
making it
it'd be a
cheaper.
lot cooler.
Oh, maybe, but I think
Because
making it healthier, making it more
but
like
I would love
double.
to see 2 or 3 come at the walls at one time.
True, that would happen in the future, wouldn't it? It would
But
happen.
it'd still be super expensive. Like, I mean,
It'd
late
be.
game, maybe, sure, but if you cheapened it up right now, I think it'd be way cooler.
I don't know. I think still the price of it is fine. The health wise is not fine still, because that will
I
still
don't
die. Trust me. Even if you have 2 or 3 charging you, I'm betting you people will be like you're talking about 1,000 on 1,000 players, right? Let's say roughly, maybe let's say give it 500 on each side right now. There will be still enough players on each side throwing pots, flasks, trying to rush it with just axes. Do you know what I mean? That
yeah.
Yeah, that's
tower
what one
would
guy's
want
doing
to
right now.
die so quick. So
And
the only way
I'm
to
sorry, I'm a
survive it,
crack shot with these catapults.
yes,
I am now
even
Anvil Empire's best catapult operator.
even with the
I
most
think
catapult accuracy now
Mm,
I
recently
think
changed.
I could kill
I
if
think we're
if
gonna
they
have
had
to have a
pushed that
competition.
if they had pushed that siege tower on that front line, I would have just hit it with a catapult boulder.
Exactly. There you go. And you have catapults that could just counter siege it. So like before they even hit the wall, you're gonna see 3 catapult boulders probably or more
Boom, boom,
hitting
boom.
that siege tower. So it's like you have a lot of anti siegeness, but not enough
Yeah,
HP
I
on
was
these
hitting
siege weapons.
players. I think I can hit the tower,
Yes, you can definitely
and
like,
I hit
especially if the
the other
accuracy
catapult.
change.
I hit the other
Yeah,
catapult first shot,
exactly. Siege tower needs to be improved. Um, but yeah, like it's
or maybe
there's
just
just so many
reduce.
other things like
Because the problem with the siege tower is like you push it straight up, right, and then you drop the thing and it sits there and people rush it. So what I don't, so what can like that's why I say maybe they should remove the repairing when enemies are nearby.
the repairing range needs to be no. So I don't mind the repairing range, but like once again,
You
I feel
shouldn't.
like it needs to be shortened a
It's
little bit
not like a
more.
ram. It's not like the ram which comes up and you bonk and then you can pull it back. It's not like a catapult which is sitting in the far back.
Or
It's not
make
like
the repair range expensive more. Do you know what I mean?
or
Instead of like
make repairing it expensive. Yeah,
yeah,
that
like
could work. There's a way to balance it,
so
but
you know how
this
you have
applies to
one
the
repair
heavy
mat.
ram too.
I know, I agree, but that's the one I mean. If the repair thing it needs to be one, let's say, let's make it one repair mat for 1%, right, or something like that. That's all. Just make it like that, where it's one repair mat for 1%, because
Right.
then
And you're telling me
you can have
you
2
could
repairmen just smacking it
you could
constantly,
have
right?
20 and we'd
Or
have
even
archers
20.
and fire
Yeah,
pots
of
on
course.
top of them,
But
you know?
the problem with that, of course, those 20 repairmen will still be getting shot at, will be
Yes,
getting
that's what I'm saying.
potted.
Yeah. That's yeah.
There will be people trying to
And
even just
and
run
put
up to them
a
and sword them. You know, there'll be everything.
and a
They'll
max repair per time or whatever. Like, oh, you can only
exactly.
repair 3% every
Endless
second, or
charms on this one.
because like they're
It
bringing
works.
because all these things are supposed to be up against the wall, but once you get up against the wall, like the heavy ramp, you're not moving the siege tower ever. You get it to the wall and you're done. You're not backing that up to repair it. So they're
I
designing
wonder
all
if the
these
door does
siege
damage
equipment to
though to
be
the
right
wall.
there, but then you're blocked from repairing it and it just gets blown up. There goes what? Was it 60 steel or whatever it is?
Because I'm also like
You know how
I'm
you know
looking
how
at this through
the
Foxhole. Foxhole has the same thing. There's no repair distance on Foxhole, but you do repair. You run out of BMATs very quickly when you're trying to repair a tank on the front line. That
Because they
tank is
have
getting
weight.
yeah. No. But well, that too. Okay, I do agree. There is weight to it. But the other thing is, we have limitations of how much you can carry there as well, right? So maybe make it that you can only carry 5 repair mats in each slot.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
reduce the repair. Yeah,
Reduce the numbers of how much you can carry in each
and
slot.
then
Understandable. I
add a
accept that.
maximum per second cap of repairs.
Exactly. And but that's the thing. So when you're on that front line, you're getting pummeled. So okay, I'm doing this as a Foxhole example quickly. You're getting pummeled by several other tanks or AT or whatever it is. You're trying to repair this one tank. You're smacking away. You got 4 other guys smacking away. Then a soldier comes in, shoots you down. Now there's 3 guys left. Do you know what I mean? It's so chaotic that that tank will die. That's the same thing with a siege tower. You're gonna have that siege tower running up. It's got 6 people with throwing pots at you. You got 4 other people throwing flasks at it. You got another 6 other guys throwing boulders at it. You got then 4 dudes coming up with axes on it. You got only 3 repairmen, but that's fine. Like it's
'Cause
the balancing of
yeah, exactly. 'Cause
how
what is the
quick how
how does
quick
the
can
siege
one
tower
player
work
how
currently?
yeah. The way it works
Currently, what
is
happens
it dies.
is you push it up and then it dies. Like, how cool would it be where you're now vaulting up that door and you're fighting them up to the ladders?
Exactly. And ladders. Oh,
Instead,
don't get me started on ladders. Oh my lord. Now you just mentioned it.
They did
was
fix
it?
them,
What did they
sort of.
fix? What did they fix?
You know how they
You
were
can
a set height? Now they're like they go up
No,
to
no, we're
any
talking
height.
about.
No, no,
See,
no.
you're playing the video
Ladders.
game instead of actually talking about the podcast. We're talking about siege
Oh.
towers,
I'm talking
Rooster.
about, no,
How dare you?
I'm talking about ladders though. Like ladders as well. Like
Oh, then I wasn't paying attention.
oh.
Well, then I was on the
No,
right
no,
topic.
no, but
Bro,
we're talking
the
about siege
dropping of
towers.
the
Talking about siege
ladders
towers.
is so annoying.
Wait, so I have a question though about the siege towers. You know how they can destroy the parapets? Does it do any damage to the wall under it?
We didn't check. I
Yes.
didn't
Because if
check.
it
Okay. So the
does, then you
siege
can just
no,
open
no,
the door, close the door, open the door,
no, no,
close
no,
the
no.
door.
So
Do
okay, I don't know if it actually does if it does wall damage. I know it does parapet damage because I have seen parapets crumble
Let's get to
on
on the
them.
Oh
first
yeah, dude,
I
that
do.
was.
door shutting.
It blew up the stairs. It blew up the stairs too.
It has before, but that's the thing. I am not sure.
The last test, it popped those. It popped
If that
the
is,
stairs.
then I think DevMan should look into that and maybe fix it because that doesn't make sense. Because if you're going to use a siege tower as a bloody ram and that's better than a ram, that's crazy.
That's better than the
actual ram.
standstill ram.
That's what I mean. That's better than the
Yeah.
standstill ram, dude. I'm building a siege tower every time and I'm just busting down walls. Then like, what are you doing, dude? Like that makes no sense. But yeah, they do need to like ever look into that.
You watching the stream right now? They're about to take the keep.
No. So anyways, like there's a lot of things. So ladders, definitely ladders. Like
Mm.
I hate ladders. Ladders you need to push down a little bit longer. It needs to take longer to push down. It can't be just I run up to it, click E, it's gone. Bye bye. There's the ladder. All right, next ladder. All right, cool. Run up. Next person. One man could defend a wall by running up to ladders and pressing E. I'm being dead serious. That's all it takes. One man could defend a wall to defend a keep with just pressing E on ladders. It needs
That's
to be
what that guy
changed.
just did.
It needs to be 5 seconds. 5 seconds maybe, or 10 seconds. Or no, I would say 5 seconds because if you got multiple ladders, 5
Meet in the
seconds
middle,
is reasonable.
7.
Meet in the middle,
7
7. All right,
seconds.
7 seconds. 7 seconds to push down the ladder because it makes no sense that it takes not even a second. It's literally a click and it's gone. Because I don't know, what do you guys think of it? Like, do you guys enjoy the ladder system? I don't know. Like,
I think if
ladders
they
are fine.
it's just like if they change, like if there's like 6 or 5 people on the ladder, you can't push it down or get rid of it. Kind of like
right?
I think it has to be like if it's like I'm thinking of like TF2 terms, like pushing the payload. If there's more people on top of the wall, radius wise, it's easier to push down. But if there's more people on the bottom, then you can't push it down. And I don't know how. I'm assuming it's gonna be kind of hard to code that into a game like this.
Yeah,
That's where I would find
they
a sweet
already
spot.
have enough issues with claiming like the claiming of the relic
Claiming,
sites
yeah.
and building when enemies are nearby. So obviously it is hard to do like a scatter plot of having everybody together and like okay.
Mm-hmm. But if you incorporate
if
that
they
with like
added weight,
their
or
map,
they added like inventory weight, and then you could apply that to the ladder. When there's so much weight, you can't just push it down.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually have to destroy it. Like, oh, there's too many people on the ladder now. They're flooding up. We need a broad axe over here. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
just
I don't.
really hard.
Can you
for this
swing a broad
setup.
axe when it's on top of the wall and hit it? I don't know.
I think
no,
so.
I don't
Maybe.
think you
I'm
can
not
because
sure.
it would hit the
Oh no, because
parapet. I
it's
think.
it might be because
Would
of
hit the parapet.
blocking. It might just block it. That's all. Just because of the
But also, like,
state of structure, isn't it? It's a solid structure at that point when it's
the
on
movement
a
speed for the
ladder.
broad
that
axe
it's
is so
placed.
slow now. That's like you're really slowed when you have the heavy axe out. So like you're gonna get just rushed.
You're slow with the heavy axe now?
Uh-huh.
I had no idea they
What up?
changed that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's like a sword,
That's
but it's
why
like
would they do
slower.
that?
Because when the broad axe was in, it's still like the same mechanic for the axe right now.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, cause like it's like the basic flint or iron axe where it's the coating of like swinging. Like if you hit a tree, it doesn't put you in combat. So they changed that for the broad axe because it's more for taking out siege equipment.
I don't know. I
But
think eventually, I don't know. They have weight in foxhole. It makes sense that they apply it that way.
I don't want them to apply it too much. I feel like it's gonna be much. It's already weighty. Do you know why? You've already got logs slowing you down. You've got heavy items slowing you down, which makes no sense. Like
That's a
pelts.
whole separate category.
Why do
Like I don't.
pelts slow you down?
Oh, you got a good point there because
Dude,
I already
why
have
are
enough
pelts
trouble
slowing you
chasing
down?
after
It's
naked
a
people.
pelt. That's the most quickest thing you can carry. Literally, I can be running with a pelt. I've carried something like that before in real life. That makes no sense. A log, understandable. Anything else, no. But yeah, like ladders need a massive fix. They need some sort of huge fix.
And another thing
To
is,
them.
I think they should not work on homesteads.
well,
Yes,
that's what they're doing right now.
they don't need to work on homesteads. They need to work back on towns. Go back to
Yes.
towns. This is why I want it. I want bring back old cities. That
No,
is the main
I don't
reason.
think you should use a ladder to vault over a homestead wall.
What do you mean? But you can, but like it's really bad anyways, because like you can't go back over. Once you're
Unless it's
over
like a
that
bad
wall.
base design.
Well, if it's a bad base design, that's their own fault. But most of the time,
But
it's once you go over the
yeah,
wall, you can't get back anyways. You're stuck in there until someone breaches
okay.
the wall. So it's still a good idea that you could do that. It's just
If they should improve the coding so that you can't, in weird circumstances, make it so you can put the ladder on the other way, which does happen.
yeah, exactly. It's I was gonna say like it's just that is a good balance anyways, because it's just you get in there anyways. Yeah, like I said, just you get in there, you can't get
Yeah, but
out.
then I don't know. I think
It's like a
it's
suicide mission every time you go in there, because you can't get out unless you've breached the wall, or you're like
what play
the
style does that like lend itself to like the griefing style where people are just going to ladder into your base, burn everything down, and despawn it. Especially now with the homestead changes where you can destroy
Could be heavy.
the core.
Could be heavy.
I think they should just only use it for fort walls. I don't understand. Like just
it's
make that limitation. Make it a siege thing, not a homestead thing. If you really want to take a homestead, you build a light ramp and use that to bust the gate open.
yeah, it's
That's just an opinion.
yeah,
I don't have to be right.
no, it's fine. It's I do agree with it as well. It's they just need to. The only thing I hate is still just pushing it off. That's it. I don't care about anything else honestly on ladders. That's the only thing. It's too quick. Give me 7 seconds to push it.
Well, let me sprint
What I
like the
don't like
Ram
about ladders is
with the fucking
the
ladder.
ability to set them in such a way where you can just run up them, because people can stand on top of them and throw flasks and stuff from on top of them, and you have no recourse.
I like that.
What?
I like that.
Like you can put it on the wall in such a way where you don't actually hop over the wall at
Yeah,
the top. You
it's
just stand
it's
at the
like
top.
You
an
don't
acute
climb the ladder at
triangle.
all.
That's
So it's
insane.
not like a 45-degree angle. It's more like a 15 to 35
I understand.
angle.
I know.
Yeah,
I
we had a
understand what you're
catapult
saying.
destroyed like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had no way to fight them. I feel like they
Because
should
they're
be.
because then it's the same problem with like we were just saying with the axe. You can't axe the thing down.
Yeah. But in general, I mean, that's a nitpick though. Like, I think ladders in general are quite good.
Yeah, but
Getting them knocked down is
they're not.
terrible.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. Getting it knocked down is terrible. It's like, especially when there's people on the ladder, dude. How are you
Not
just
like
one clicking
and
it and be like, yeah, he's gone. There's
how many
6 men
like
on the ladder.
the
There's
last
6
test?
guys
Well,
on the
Like
ladders are
how
ladder.
super
there's
powerful.
there's
They
a dude
should
on a
be.
horse on the walls. Like you hop the ladder, you're instantly dead,
Yeah,
and then they get pushed straight down. So you can have enough people there where it's just like a choke point, and you're just massacring everybody, and then it becomes do we want to waste the kits to try and get enough people up at the wall at the same time?
This is why this. Do you know what? I don't know how they didn't notice this. Battle stress test. Do you know why we didn't use ladders? Because of how quick it took to push them off. And well, technically they added the effect afterwards. Then, oh, when a
Ooh.
player is on the ladder, it can't be pushed off.
And when do ladders not get pushed off?
And when do ladders not get pushed off? All the
When
time.
nobody is there
Do you know what?
defending.
Kill his
So
own
it is
people, oh my
only
God.
it's a nightcapper.
I'll allow them to push them off.
The
if it takes 5
nightcappers are
seconds.
saying the nightcappers are saying that we want it less nightcappy.
Yeah,
But
will
that-
say,
that's just
I will
because
say,
we're
give me 5
US
seconds to push it
based.
off. No, but look, Rooster, look,
The
this is a good
nightcappers are
balance.
US.
This is a
Yeah.
good balance. It takes, let's say it's a big wall, right? Like in every other test, it's always been big walls. This person has placed the ladder down. It gives me 5 seconds to push the ladder down. So it will say, you know, it'll be like, I hold E for 5 seconds until the ladder's pushed down, but he has 5 seconds to get to the top. But the problem is, he's only one guy. He will not get enough time to get up there. Do you understand? So he will not have enough time to get up and push it. How do you say it? To be the solo survivor, right? So maybe the second ladder next to them will have enough guys because he's the only guy defending that one ladder, right? So the next ladder, then of course next to them is getting 3 guys up. You know, the next ladder after that then gets 5 guys up
Oh.
because, you know, they've pushed them down, but they haven't gotten enough people off of it. That's all it is. So they need a timer base where just they need to push it down, but it takes 5 seconds to push down. Because it is quite quick to like get up the ladder sometimes, but depending on how high
And it's not like there's not already 5 people there.
Yeah, there's 5 people there, but the funny thing is, we got 5 people climbing this ladder, but it pops anyways because it takes one guy to press one click and he's gone. That's it. It's just, I don't know. They really need to change that, and that is the one thing I think that needs to be pushed on it 100%. Because
Yeah.
it just won't fix it. It won't fix sieging. It won't help with anything else. Even basic sieging. Like sieging even a homestead. Dude, if someone puts a ladder on a homestead building because it got busted on that one
Wait.
window, you could press E as well on that homestead window, and that's it, and it breaks it off. But yeah, I don't know, like, there's just so many other things. I just want to live back in cities. That's all. That's my main
I just
premise.
want the test not to be bad.
Yeah.
I was right there. I just had to press escape, that little shit.
But yeah, if you guys got any other opinions on the Chaz, Bubbles, what have you guys got? Anything?
No, you said basically everything I would have said
Yeah,
too,
you
to be honest.
covered it.
I've been listening, been like, yeah, I agree.
Check.
It's understandable, like, I don't know, like, but do you have anything out
Hopefully,
of the ordinary that I
think it's
didn't
like it's
talk
like a
about,
co-
maybe
it's a-
that I missed, maybe that I might have just, I'm too
It's just a
focused
common
on.
way of thinking. I think everybody who's been playing for like at least longer than like 2 wars, maybe back until like War 4 or something,
Yes.
they actually have the same opinion because they've like been through the same thing, haven't they?
I mean, how many like the things that they keep adding that they are not testing over and over again is just showing you like how bad it's going.
I think the worst part just is that they're refusing to listen, aren't they?
Yeah.
It
don't-
is a little bit like, I feel like there's been so many. Well,
What is the point?
it's not even
of
that. There's also been a
feedback?
lot of moaning feedback. I'm sorry to say. Devman, stop listening to the moaning. There's a lot of moaning. Well, I know we've just been moaning quite a lot. But I mean,
Oh, that's a good one.
No, that's
know we've
actually
been-
the most annoying thing
the
about this
petty moaning.
community.
The petty moaning is what it is. The most pettiest
Mm.
thing
let's-
have been changed, and I'm like, why would you change the most pettiest thing that like 2 people cried about the whole test? Like,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. You guys changed like I'm trying to even think right now. Technically, even the torch thing right now with changing it to oh, it's so cheap, make it more expensive. It's like, dude,
It
that's,
Sorry
should be
about
more
that.
expensive because
I do agree, but like
If
they
the
should've-
walls
it
are
should've-
tier
it should've
1,
been,
if
like,
the walls are
3.
gonna stay tier 1, yeah,
I
you're gonna
talked
have
a lot
to
of
upgrade it.
trash and posted a couple of
So-
clips, and it inflamed
Chums.
everything.
Chums, right now, I agree with it that, okay, it should be expensive because the walls are now T1. But when they were all T3 and they were upgraded and everything, guys, come on, like, that was that was not
You
necessary.
should.
You've
Okay. They should
nerfed
have added
torches
that
down
because
to
it
like
made sense.
twice. They've nerfed torches down twice now, and torches are
But
basically
it
so
should
weak
have been
where they
like
don't do nothing almost.
one fat,
They're not
10
weak.
branches, 10 fiber. You get 5 torches,
3 torches gets you into tier 1 gate.
which is nuts.
No, but you have to sit there and wait though, Charles.
I
Yeah,
think,
but you
You
could
I
just
don't-
think the
you could just
torches
you
throw
don't-
the
you
not
don't-
torches
people
in front.
complaining though.
You can throw
That's
torches
The
in
if
front.
the
torch
person's
situation was
that's
because how
PVE,
fast
bro.
it
that's
I think
PVE if you're not
they
getting
added it.
PvP.
I don't think it was people.
You
Yeah,
can-
Indy's right. I
you
don't think it was
have to
complainers.
stand there.
No,
But
it's just that
anyway.
people like
I
we
did a
went
lot of
through. Like the
It's
siege
because we
went
used
through
torches in the
Yeah.
first test to end it in an hour, and they're like, "Well, we don't like that. Now we're going to punish you."
Yeah,
Everything.
I
It always
understand
That's-
does
that.
That's what this entire phase, what is it, 61, milestone 61 has felt like, being punished.
Yeah.
We do something, they hate it, and they take it away.
It's like, do this. We don't do it. Okay, we're going to take away your toy now. Now you have to do it. We find a new toy. Well, we're going to take away that toy too, and
They
you
keep-
do what
yeah.
we want you to do.
They tell us
They
the
They
only
haven't
direction
taken away
we
my
get,
chest climbing. I'll tell you that. They haven't taken away my chest climbing, so I'm happy about
the
that.
only thing they tell us is
Yeah,
test
say that now
sieging.
and they're
We
gonna
test
listen to
it, and
this.
they don't like what we do.
I know.
so
That's
they
why.
remove
That's why I'm
stuff.
going to test it.
Well, then again, it's like they obviously they're trying to find out what could end a test too quickly. So let's get rid of it as soon as we can. The annoying part is though, they take away so many other things that we're unhappy, so we don't see the reason they do certain things. We only see they're taking everything away, so we hate everything they do. But then again, they are trying to, as I said at the beginning, they're trying to force something upon us by taking things away instead of going like, okay, we want to test out PvP. For that reason, we'll make things a little bit easier, and we want you to do this or that. Because if you tell us what to do or like what they wish, we would give our best doing it. But because we're unhappy, we try to end the things as quick as we can.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
But
and
it's
here's
petty
the
changes. It's still petty changes. That's what I mean. It's like,
and if
oh,
they
this
wanted
is,
us to
this is
test
too OP,
PvP like
let's
this,
just petty it, make it more.
why
let's-
didn't they leave the avatars in the way they were?
It's because you know why? It's because the
The
reason
spear
why
archers.
it was too
spearmen.
much. It was too cheap. Well, it was not. It was too cheap. They were going to change the prices.
Yeah,
Apparently,
Right.
said
They want
were
us to
like, They wanted to
siege.
change the
They've
prices.
made production nearly impossible.
It's because no one wanted to craft higher tier gear. They all stuck to paying cheap gear because it's nice and easy. It's 1 silver, right? And you just run out with cheap gear the whole time. So the fights were
Yeah,
just all cheap
but
gear fights.
now
one
Logi's being
cared.
burnt out trying to do all this stuff with like a shrinking Logi group, and now they have T1 walls.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could change it back to like basic gear as well.
But
like, they need
I
like
do
a
have to
other-
say, this test, I've seen a lot of creative base designs try to like honeycomb their bases,
Do you know why?
which is kind of cool.
'Cause no
Yeah,
one
Because
cared.
they took-
created-
No
they
one
punished
cared
us
about
Made
the
it
front
tier
because
line.
one
they
wall.
punished
They
us.
got
So
bored.
people got creative and like, they're like, okay, how am I gonna slow down the rating?
Yeah.
But
They
then
could have done it.
Maybe.
they-
Ooh.
We had to.
Ooh.
I had to do
Alright.
that as
You know
well.
what
I did that as well
over-
this test. Now.
Put
Yeah,
the
what they
put the
could have done
put
is,
the let's put our tinfoil hats on. What if they saw
They're on.
what we were doing with the fobs, and they're like, we got to figure out every way they could possibly do this.
But what if?
So they
Yeah,
took
that's
away
same-
T2
yeah,
and
smart.
T3 walls, and now Chaz? What did you say? They're using, or was it
Using
Indy?
founda-
They're using
it's Rooster said it. was
They're
using-
using the chicken houses,
Yeah, because they got a shit. Sorry.
Yeah, that's how you figure out the building
the
exploits.
chicken
Yeah.
coops have 600 health. So now
Yeah.
people are using that for a wall.
Yeah,
That's funny.
But honestly, what if
All
they
the
were just- instead
foundations
of
have more
taking
health than
away
the tier
everything,
1 gate.
But what if instead of taking away everything, they were going to been like, okay, the simple stuff is in town. You can use that, pay for it, and we'll have the expensive stuff outside of town. So if you want to do iron, you have to build a homestead. And if you want to build simple things, bronze things, that's all in town. You don't build that in the homestead yourself. That way you shift the thing to, but you use the town way more, but we're not getting punished in our homesteads.
They need to put chicken coops in a horse trough in the towns. That would be a good
Yes.
change.
Yeah. And stables
Yeah,
or something
see,
like that.
yes. I
You don't
said
even have
that
to add the
earlier.
stables. You don't even have
No,
the
no,
stables.
no.
Just the horse
Stables would be
trough.
great. Just like have two stables, even if it's just 6 horses. There was
Yeah.
someone on the previous test selling horses, but he couldn't place them anywhere. Do you know why? Because he literally had to tie them up to a tree and said 3 horses for sale. You know, just here, take them. He's just crafting them. He's tying them up to the tree. Just please leave the lead inside the box, and that's it. He was just doing that. He was like, please leave the rope inside the box when you're done. You know that you can keep the horse and everything else. Just leave the rope inside the box, and it was great. Like It was just it was a cool premise and cool idea. Even like public chickens would be great, you know, public chicken house or something like that. Anything, honestly, it would be great. A public farm area would be great
Yeah,
as well.
farming plot next to a
Farming
well.
plot,
Oh, a
kitchen
well in a
area.
town. That's
There's
a
no,
crazy idea,
there's
Rooster.
no
Slow
kitchen.
down.
Oh well, yeah,
I'm
well.
A
crazy.
well inside of a
Well,
town?
Like, to be
That's
well,
honest, as I said,
insane.
Wait,
why
did
not
they
just
even
make
have
it?
wells?
No.
What's a well?
They
Just
used
make
to.
Just
What's
make
a
They
well?
used
One
to.
iteration
When
they
we could
came
build
out.
them.
Deaf Man forgot about that. I think they were like, oh crap, what about
True,
wells?
like, there's no wells like that. But
Hey,
just make it like there's a
imagine
single
having to
town.
have how do you quench a tool
Oh
in the
yeah.
public warehouse, in the
Oh
public
yeah. The
blacksmith
crafting. Yeah.
with
Have
no
to bring water
Oh
out.
my
Yeah.
lord. Oh
You need a
snap.
homestead for that.
Oh yeah.
If you have a homestead, you might as well just make it there.
Exactly. Yeah. See, back to towns again. Do you know what I mean? It's
God, I
it's
never.
back to.
Ooh.
They
I
should
didn't
just
even
let
think of
a
that as well.
player make the town, and then they're like, okay, like a
Dude, I have
competition.
petitioned for that forever. Just pick. There's plenty of builders. You got Running Duck, Louie. You got Nielser,
I'll do it even.
Baslo, Cappy,
I love it.
Brandoid.
I love it.
Just
But I
fire the servers up. Like, hey, we're about to have a test. You have unlimited resources. Here's
Make a town.
Make a town in
But
this
it's
location.
in a radius. Like you can only do a certain radius that they
No,
give us.
not even a radius. Tell them exactly where you want it. Tell them the limitations. Okay, this one's a double wall. This one's a single wall.
you only get this
and
many
then
buildings.
and then you come in, and then they can say, okay, that's great, and then you leave, and then they fix it up for like with the stuff they think is unfair, they don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still a player built town. Like, how hard is that?
That would be
somebody.
nice. Every town would
Somebody
be unique
at
as
Siege
well.
Camp is building these terrible towns. They don't have to. We have the best builders in the game in a Discord. Now,
Thank you very
mind
much.
you, it's because they're the best people who have access. That doesn't really
It
matter.
wasn't
They're
me,
still
Siege
the
Camp,
best
don't
in the
ban me.
world.
It wasn't me. It was Charms. Don't say that.
Well, I think you just said. I just think you hit it the nail on the head where you just said they
Let
have
us
the
build it.
full access to the game, so they're gonna be the ones building it.
Yeah, they do. They do. But
we only have limited access.
They could
so
give us. They could give us temporary,
yeah.
like
Yeah, how hard
Just
is it?
do like a
creative access. You know.
closed
Make
beta
it
test.
because it's
2-hour
no.
long.
You can set it up in Discord. Or, I'm sorry, in Steam with like a beta code. Remember when we got like that early access that we could come in and build the towns for everybody? They did that one time. You just give that code to the builders. They come in, then they save that state and they push it to production. It's not hard. It's basic computers.
Technology.
Technology.
This is a good angle, by the way, of the
And-
siege.
Cannot cook or make. What was it? Weapons, right? Cannot cook or make weapons. Like literally, it needs.
Can't cook.
Yeah, can't cook food there. Well, you can.
Can't. Well, you can pay
cook-
for it.
Sorry. Hold
Pay
on.
for it.
Yeah, you can pay for it. You can also cook regular berries and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? I think.
Nah,
on
yeah.
the
Don't worry. The
campfire.
next
But you
one,
can't
they're
cook
gonna.
any fancy
Don't worry.
food or anything like that. No.
The devs
none
are
of
gonna
that.
watch this.
None
The devs
of
are gonna
that.
watch this, and then they're gonna sell water for $3 for
Hi,
silver a
Mark.
piece at
Mark.
in the well.
Sell
watch
water.
it.
Middle of a
there's
siege, you're gonna have just
the
a
money
production
just
line of
dropped down
water
to,
coming
like,
out of it.
2.
The money that's spent at the town should go back into the town hall, I think.
No, because then we just
'cause
no,
they'll
because
that'll
then
be-
the
that'll
thing
be
would pull it
rotated.
out,
That'll
and he'd
rotate.
just
I know.
That'll
But that's why
rotate.
you have a thing.
you gotta have places where silver disappeared. You
Yeah.
have to.
It's,
Otherwise, your economy will
that's
just
the-
go into
that's
maybe spawn
the-
rate. Maybe spawns.
That is the what is it? Decay rate. That's the timer for keeping it up. That's
No.
That's what takes
I think,
it away.
There's a ton of stuff. Buying
There should be-
avatars, a percentage of it is disappeared.
Mhm.
Some of it goes in, some of it goes away.
Yeah, maybe do that.
Pledging?
Yeah.
No, pledging. Like 50% of that disappears. The other
Yes,
half
that
goes into the
does.
keep.
It does. Yes, that is correct.
How
There's
the fuck have
places-
they not got onto the bottom floor yet?
Whatever.
Sorry, I'm-
Anyways, yeah, talk to yourself. But yeah, basically, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Towns are the main premise that I've always been trying to get across, and I want that fixed as much as possible, of course. But yeah, if you guys have anything else, I think that's about it, really.
If
I've
you
given
wanna,
up.
if you can figure it out, I did just throw an MP4 of the siege in general. If you can share that
In
of the siege
general.
tower blowing up
Probably
the
could.
stairs. The best moment from all of these tests combined was this siege tower when it actually got moving and we had the little thing. I wish it would have lasted longer, but it's in the general drinking table.
Yep. Okay. It's gonna be a bit zoomed in, but that's fine.
Ready? Oh, here comes the second ram.
Yeah. See, look at that. Look how many. That's a perfect example. Look at that siege tower, and it got stuck, didn't it? So look at it. The amount of issues you can have because either one person dies or. And there it goes. There goes. See, that's cool. That's cool that they can break the parapets. I still like that. Look, they're still throwing it. They've not pushed out. They're still throwing at it. This is what I mean. Those siege towers need to be a tank, and it's dead. Thank you, Charles, for that. That is probably the best ending for that as well. Just that dying there perfectly. That was.
No one knew how to open the gate. Everyone there was like,
I think they did. Did they not? Hold on. Let's
no,
just
not at the
bit.
start. We tested it, and then the one person that did it,
Look, there's two guys
it's
up
there
there,
for a
wasn't it?
long time. There's
two
was it
guys
the
up
top
there.
floor?
Yeah, it's the top. Whoever's the two fellas, look,
Oh
one
my
jumps
gosh.
up.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that guy, whoever that is, that was fifth of bitload. So is that no? That's not fifth of bitload. Who is that? Rogue. Rogue is trying to click it. I think he's trying to click it. There you go. I think he was trying to click it. There you go. He finally gets it down, and he got it down.
Yeah, but like, see,
you
can see how long it's just getting
Bro.
peppered before the door
That's
gets
what I mean.
shut.
It's so peppered. It's like, dude, this doesn't have enough HP. It's not gonna survive. It's just
No,
gone.
we were trying to like, you see, like the time it got there, and we didn't open that door. When it's getting peppered, if that door just went down straight away,
Yes.
then different story. But
it didn't. It didn't get because no one knew.
didn't.
The two guys that were two bozos on the top there just didn't have.
Well, and do you need to push it up that far? Like, I mean, it looks like
they,
the
they
reach
were
of that
close, They were
door.
close. They were close enough.
Yeah, if
to
you had
pull
backed it up a
down.
little bit, you'd lose a percentage of the pots that could reach it.
Maybe, yeah.
Once you push, once you pull it all the way to the, you know what I mean?
They were on the edge. They were on the edge because when that door went down, you can see that like when the door goes down slightly, it's how do you say it? It's like just kind of almost on the edge there, almost like maybe you could like put it back a centimeter or two or whatever it is, like
that is a lot of ancients.
But yeah, I think
like I said, that was probably the coolest moment of all these tests. Was that the actual siege tower being actually used? It made it there. It dropped the lat. It was cool. Really, if it make it last longer, it's going to be so cool when there's a big siege with like 2 or 3 of them coming at you and having that same moment.
Exactly. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it there because this was the mighty kind of almost like a rant on the last few tests we had.
Don't worry.
Which I really think was necessary because DevMan needs to open their eyes. I think they just need to see that nothing's what the changes they've done have not improved. They've only gotten worse. People have not wanting to log on as much as they used to, and these are like these are the
Veteran.
players that love them, veteran players. Literally, the like I'm also a veteran player. I was literally LARPing most of the time. I didn't even come on to actually play anything else because there was nothing crazy to try out. I just went there to LARP and like that's it. And then I got bored and then maybe I played it like a little bit, but that was it. But yeah.
Don't worry. Mark Foot said that a couple of these tests were going to be rough and maybe we should come back around December 21st, 2024.
I didn't know it was gonna be that rough,
it has been 302 days since December 21st, 2004. So
2004, you mean 2024?
Yeah, 2024. So we'll see. It's been 302 days.
Jesus.
24.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head out.
All right.
It was a pleasure.
Well, take care. We're gonna end it off here.